Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's 700 Club. Thanks for joining us. For today's top stories, let's go to the CBN newsroom.
Andrew, after the 12-day war against Iran, Israel's attention is now focused on bringing the war against Hamas to an end and freeing the hostages. But it appears trouble with the Iranian regime is far from over. A top Islamic cleric in Iran has issued a fatwa against President Donald Trump and Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. CBN Middle East correspondent Julie Stahl brings us the story. She reports from Jerusalem.
With victory in the 12-day war against Iran, both President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu feel there's momentum to end the war against Hamas in Gaza, free the remaining hostages, and work for peace across the region.
Of course, we will also have to solve the Gaza issue to defeat Hamas, but I estimate that we will achieve both tasks. But beyond that, broad regional possibilities open up. Many new opportunities have opened now as a result of this victory. Many opportunities.
Israel's Strategic Affairs Minister Ron Dermer is in Washington today, where the Times of Israel reports the White House plans to lean on him to wrap up the war. Gazans say after numerous failed efforts to halt the war, they are ready for it to end now.
This messes with one's psyche. From time to time, you hear that there is a truce, and a little later, you hear that there is no truce. Our psyche and nerves are exhausted.
Now that Israel and the U.S. have crippled the Iranian regime's nuclear program, they don't plan to let Iran rebuild it. Trump says he would absolutely consider bombing its nuclear facilities again, and Defense Minister Israel Katz is ordering the Israeli military to come up with plans to keep derailing both Iran's nuclear and missile programs. A top Muslim cleric in Iran has issued a fatwa against both Trump and Netanyahu, which could include death. The New York Sun reports Grand Ayatollah Nasser Makarim Shirazi says the two must pay for waging war against Allah and threatening Islam during the 12-day war. A commentator in Britain labels the fatwa a call to global terrorism. On his X account, Niak Gorbani writes, "The West must realize the Islamic Republic is not only targeting its own people, it is preparing for global violence in the name of religion." Meanwhile, the U.S. and Israeli-backed Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, or GHF, is under attack. It has been feeding people in Gaza while preventing Hamas from stealing the food aid, something the United Nations failed to do. Now the UN is trying to derail the GHF. As Reuters reports, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said people are being killed simply trying to feed themselves and their families. Israel and the U.S. are working to prevent the UN Security Council voting on a resolution calling for the GHF to be dissolved. Julie Stahl, CBN News, Jerusalem.
Here at home, 2 firefighters are dead and a third is badly wounded after an ambush in the mountains of northern Idaho. Investigators say the shooter who started the fire and then shot at firefighters is also dead. Dale Hurd has the story.
The 2 firefighters were shot and killed as they responded to a brush fire near Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. A third firefighter was wounded, underwent surgery, and was described as fighting for his life but in stable condition.
We do believe that the suspect started the fire, and we do believe that it was an ambush and it was intentional. This was a total ambush. These firefighters did not have a chance.
After a small brush fire broke out on Canfield Mountain and as firefighters arrived on the scene, someone began shooting at them with a sniper rifle.
We've got 2 unresponsive battalion chiefs, gunshot wounds, multiple gunshot wounds. 2 Coeur d'Alene firefighters are down. I'm pinned down behind Battalion 1's rig. It's clear to me that this fire was set intentionally to draw us in.
Law enforcement from across Idaho and eastern Washington rushed to the scene.
We had about 300 law enforcement officers that were on scene that were trying to make heads and tails out of what was occurring.
A manhunt ensued as authorities exchanged gunfire with the suspect. A tactical response team used cell phone data to zero in on a wooded area where they found the body of the gunman with his rifle by his side. Authorities did not disclose how he died or if he shot himself.
Based on the preliminary information, we believe that is the only shooter
A procession of law enforcement, firefighters, and ambulances brought the bodies of the 2 fallen firefighters to the medical examiner's office. Crowds waved American flags from a local bridge to show their support.
We don't train for. It's not something we expect. It's not something our firefighters should have to deal with.
Police did not release the gunman's identity, the type of weapon used, or a possible motive for the ambush. Dale Hurd, CBN News.